Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video, and today I have another eyeshadow bank update for you, where I'm going to be sharing with you all the eyeshadow pens I was able to hit, all the products I was able to use up, no pen left behind, hit usage goals, what I've purchased, what I've decluttered, all that kind of stuff. So I hope you're gonna enjoy that. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows especially. I love project panning. A couple days ago, or maybe yesterday, I've uploaded my Pendos eyeshadows. I'm not completely sure when I'm uploading this video, but very recently I've uploaded my Pendos eyeshadows update, which was very, very exciting. So go check that out. We have some pretty interesting color stories to work with. So definitely go to that video in case you haven't seen it yet. But today I'm gonna be kind of wrapping up all of my different projects and stuff like that. I have multiple categories. Most of these are inspired by Laura Force, that's the creator of this project, and some of them I've added for my own self. A disclaimer, I sometimes forget to say that, but I'm not someone who's on a low buy or no buy or anything. I do try to buy as little eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadows as I can and use up the products that I have, but if I want to buy something, I will buy it. I'm definitely not like restricting myself. If I like a new release and I feel like it's gonna be good for me, I will buy it. So I'm probably gonna be spending a lot of points and I might not be able to earn all of them back. I don't mind being in the negative. I'm just trying to be in a little bit more of a approachable number. We've been quite a lot into the negative last month. I think we were like 500 points in the negative, so I'm trying to get better and you know, be around like 0 to maybe negative 200, 300. Like I would like to keep myself in that place, but I'm definitely not someone who's gonna be able to have too much of positive points at the end of my updates. I know that that's not probably gonna happen. So let me kind of scooch to the side so that I can show you all the categories and how many points I earn. If I buy an eyeshadow, I have to spend 10 points per each eyeshadow pan. And if I hit a pan, it's 5 points that I'm earning. If I completely use up an eyeshadow, or if I declutter eyeshadow, I'm earning 10 points for that. That's like the main rules. And now let me get my notebook so that I can walk you through all the numbers. I was actually really exciting. My August numbers are not just from August, but also from the last week of July, because I was on my vacation at the end of July, so I pre-filmed my iBank update last month. So some of these numbers will be also from the end of July, and that might help me a little bit. So at the end of last month, we were at negative 512 points. And a first category that I was able to earn points is no pen left behind, which means that you use every single shade in a eyeshadow palette. And I was able to do that for my Haggard Ecstasy of Saintess palette from the Haggard Ecstasy of Saintess palette. It's actually my level 5 palette for Project Level Up, and I was able to no pen left behind it 5 times, so I'm earning 5 points for this palette. Then I was able to no pen left behind my Glam Shop Sorbet palette, and I was able to do that twice, so 2 points for that. Then the Salmona 2 palette by Odin's Eye. Then I was also able to dupe one Cryptane palette, and I was able to no pen left behind that duped palette. I've also created a couple BYOPs. I did a blueberry, dragon fruit, and like citrusy BYOP, so I'm earning points per each one of them. Also, I was able to open left behind my Smitten palette from Devon, which I'm currently working on in my project 20 uses. I was able to open left behind the rest of my Christmas Eve shades from Odin's Eye. Then also the Haunted Europe palette from Nomad that I was testing recently. My review is up on my channel, and it's not that long since I've uploaded it, since it was uploaded to my channel, so go check that out in case you're interested. Another review was the Ocean Jewel palette by Bella Beauty Bar, which is right behind me, so that is another point. Then the Little Candy Kingdom, which is also behind me, also was able to open left behind that. The Liana palette from Shall We Makeup, I opened left behind that 2 times. And my latest palette, which I just filmed a review a couple days ago in my Full Face of Asian Beauty, was the Sheen Effect palette. It's like a chameleon palette or something like that. So in total from these I'm earning 20 points for the Open Left Behind category. Then another category is hitting a pan, and I was able to hit a pan on a lot of eyeshadows. 2 of them were from July, so I'm gonna start with them. One of them is the Sol 2 palette from Odin's Eye and the shade Soft Cloud, this one. That was my first pan. If I have pictures, I'm gonna pop up a picture of these pans. If I have the palette in front of me, I'm just gonna show you the palette that is in front of me, but you know, I might have forgotten a couple of them here to like prepare them for this video. Then another pan is in the Haggard Ecstasy of Saintess palette, and it's the shade Heart of a Saintess, which is the central shade, which was very easy to hit a pan on. Then another one is from my Sweet as Can Be palette from Colourpop, and it's the shade Think Think Think. So that also happened. Then in the Salmon palette is the shade Black Hole, this one. That happened on my vacation, as well as the Think 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 palette shade. Then also from the Sorbet palette from Glam Shop, I was able to hit a pan on the shade Mergene Citrine, which is the first shade in the palette. Then in the Shall We Makeup Liana palette, I hit a pan on the shade Full Bloom over here. Then again from the Haggard palette, we have the shade Saintess. Right after that was the shade Kenosis, this one. Then I was able to hit a pan on the shade Waterbending from the Legend of Crab palette, which was in my Pando's eyeshadows. Then the shade Solar, which is from the Sol 2 palette, and it's this shade. Then we have the shade Starlight, which I think is from the All I Ever Wanted palette from Unearthly. It's currently in my Summer BYOP palette. So that one was really easy. It's one of my favorite shades in that palette. So that was Starlight. Then another one of my Pando's eyeshadows was from the Serpent palette by Makeup Beauty Shop, and it was the shade Forewarning. Then it was the shade Immortality in this palette, and the shade Reincarnation also in this palette. And the last pan in this collection is again from the Haggard palette, and it's the shade Midnight Ode. That happened yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. So in total we have 15 pans, and each pan is 5 points, which means I'm earning 75 points. I don't think I've had this good of a month. I know I've had like 12 or 13 maybe 2 months ago or a month ago, I'm not sure, but 15 pans, ooh. I would love to have like around 10 pans each month for the end of before the end of the year, but yeah, this is a lot. To be honest, towards the second half of the month I was kind of searching through my palettes and seeing like what I could hit pan on. So maybe that wasn't completely fair, but whatever. Then another category is used up eyeshadows. I'm earning 10 points for that because I feel like using up a pan should be equal to buying a pan, if that makes sense. So I was able to use up from the Beauty by Mini Charms the shade Pluto, which is here on the bottom. So that was my first used up shade. Then another one was called New Leaf. It was from the Merry Christmas palette by Udden's Eye, and it was stored in this space, so that one is gone. And the Night Sky from the Christmas Eve palette, which was in this pan, and I was able to use it, I think, 2 days ago. So that is pretty exciting. I thought I'm gonna be able to also use up the shade Christmas Tree, which is here. It's from the Merry Christmas palette because that is my last shade from the Merry Christmas palette. So I thought I might be able to have a full palette emptied. But I wasn't able to do it, so we only have 3 shades used up, which means I'm earning 30 points for that, which is also amazing. Like, I usually don't have that many used up products, or used up shades, sorry. So that's for used up shades. Then another category is 10 uses per eyeshadow, because again, I have so many eyeshadows. I have around like a little bit over 1,000 eyeshadows currently. And so using one of them more, like 10 times or more, means a lot. So what we have, I'm earning 1 point, by the way, for this. So we have the shade Niepozorny from the Glam Shop Sorbeti for using it 10 times. Then the shade Nebula from the Solmona palette, and it's this deep blue. Then the shade Filting Time, which is from the Christmas Eve. It's currently repressed here, and I was actually able to use it 20 times, so I'm earning 2 points for that. The same goes for a shade that is frankened in this shade, which is Silvery Snake, which is originally here from the in the Liana palette. Then also the shade New Leaf that I was able to use up. I was actually able to hit 30 uses, so I have so we're getting 3 points for that. Then from the Sweet as Can Be, I have 10 uses on the shade Oh Bother. I was using it a lot on my vacation, actually. Then the shade Soft Cloud that I was able to hit a pan on also reached 10 uses. Then there was one shade from the ZC palette, the Colorful Animal. I think it's X03 or something. It's like a pink-orange quad, and it was on the pink shade. Then we have the shade Infinity, which I think is this one from the Mini Charms palette. Also Aurora from the Mini Charms palette. Then 2 points for the shade Meteor from the Solmona 2 palette. Then the shade Silvery Dream, which is repressed here, and it's actually a Franken shade, so it's consisting of Silvery Dream, Blue Star, and Wonderful. So all 3 of these shades are earning 10 points, at 1 point each. Then a shade Just Now, which is this green, 1 point for 10 uses. For the shade Christmas Tree, I'm getting 2 points because it was used 20 times. Then we have the shade Solar that I was able to hit a pan on. The shade Mergenet Citrine from Sorbeti, again, that I was able to hit a pan on. The shade Pluto that I used up. Then the shade Essenzias Brosquini, also from the Sorbeti. 2 points for the Midnight Oat from the Haggard palette. 1 point for the shade Softly, which is from the Christmas Eve palette by Udden's Eye. Then 1 point for shade the Norns here in the Haggard palette. 1 point for the shade Forewarning that I was able to hit a pan on the neon yellow. Then 1 point for the shade Red Mail from Diavrune's Smitten palette. 1 point for the shade Neptune, which is in the Salmon palette. That's this one. Then 1 point for the shade Warm Light, this one. 1 point for the shade Cloud, which is in my Summer BYP, and this shade. It's from the Spring Magic palette from Unearthly. 1 point for the shade Night Sky that is used up. Then 1 point for the shade Full Bloom, which is over here. And then 1 point for the shade Cosmic, which is the central shade in the Beauty Bay Mini Charms palette. So in total, for my 10 uses, I'm earning 40 points. Then I was able to hit 25 and 50 uses on some of the shades. So I was able to hit 50 uses on the shade Softly, which earns me 3 points. If I were to use a shade 25 times, I have 2 points for that. And I was actually also able to hit another 25 uses for that shade, so I'm earning like 5 points in total, because it's 2 for 25 and then 3 points for 50 uses. Then for the shade Pluto, I was able to use it 25 times, so I'm earning 2 points. The shade New Leaf, 3 points for 50 uses. Christmas Tree, 2 points for 25 uses. And Silver Dream, 2 points for 25 uses. Oh, and also the New Leaf, since I was able to hit 50 uses, I was also able to hit another 25. So in this category, I've earned 16 points. Then I also earned 1 point for using a palette 20 times this year, which happened for the shade for the Hello Beam palette from Short Cosmetics. Then the Merry Christmas palette, I'm actually earning 2 points for this because I was able to use it 40 times since the last update. The shade Christmas Eve, 1 point. The Winnie the Pooh palette from Colourpop, 1 point. Spring Magic from Unearthly, 1 point. Sir Betty palette, 1 point. The same for the Salmon palette, the Tinkerbell palette from Colourpop, the Smitten palette from Diavrune. The Summer BYOP, I was able to use it over 20 times, and the Haggard palette. So for this category, I'm earning 13 points. I was able to use some of my palettes for, I was able to use them 50 times, which gives me 2 points for each palette. So that would be the Merry Christmas palette, Christmas Eve palette. Then I was able to use the Mini Charms palette 75 times, so I'm earning 3 points for that. And I was able to use the Salmon palette and Tinkerbell palette also 50 times, so I'm earning 2 points each. In total, it's 11 points for this category. And I purchased 2 palettes. One of them was the Haunted Europe palette from Nomad. So that one has 18 shades, which means I have to spend 180 points. And then also trying the Sheen Effect palette that I just reviewed in the Full Face of Asian Beauty. And that is a 9 pen, so I'm spending 90 points. Sorry, the sun is setting. So in total, I was able to earn 207 points, and I spent 270 points for these 2 palettes, which means another 63 points in deficit. I was kind of counting on the fact that I will be able to use up the Merry Christmas palette now that I only have the deep green shade left, the shade Christmas Tree, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do that. But next month I'm gonna have those 160 points for a full palette finished, so I'm gonna have a little bit more room to get to closer to the positive numbers. So we started at negative 512 uses. We earned 207, we started at negative 512 points. We earned 207 points, and we've spent another 270 points, which means currently we're at negative 575 points, which is a lot, but usually I would have a deficit of like maybe 100 to 200 points every single month, and now we're in deficit only by like 60 something points. So I'm getting better and we're gonna have another palette finished soon in the next couple days or weeks. So I feel like next update we could get around the 400 and something mark, which would be wonderful. So let me know how I've done this month. As I said, I'm not someone who doesn't spend money on eyeshadow. I still buy, I still try new products, but I feel like hitting 15 pans, using up 3 eyeshadows, no pen left behind, so many palettes, and using so many shades so many times. I feel like that really deserves a little bit of an applause. So I'm gonna do my own horn for that. And let me know how you're doing, in case you're counting your points, or if you're just on a no buy or low buy this year. Let me know down below. And let me know how many pans you've been able to hit in the past month, in case you track it. But that's gonna be everything for today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another video. So bye.